Today we will be learning about the number system. This is the part 3 of our number system. So today we will be covering squares, cubes, triangular numbers, the HCF and the LCM. So here are the contents for today's lesson. You will be going through the square numbers, the cube numbers, triangular numbers, the highest common factors, the lowest common multiples, and later followed by some exercise where you try your skills. So the learning objectives for today, you'll be able to recognize and find square, cube, and triangular numbers. You'll be able to find the highest common factor, and you'll be able to find the lowest common multiple. So the first thing we are going to be concentrating on is the square numbers. So remember, a square number is when you multiply an integer by itself. For example, 1 times 1, or 2 times 2, 3 times 3, and so on. So if you look at the picture, here you can see what is a square. So that's a square. So 1 square is 1. What is 2 square? You can see 2 times 2. What is 3 square? 3 times 3, and so on. The same thing if you want to write in terms of digit, you have got it here. So 1 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 3, and so on. So basically you are multiplying the number with the whole number again. So the number multiplied by the number itself, and that gives you a square number. So next we are going to be concentrating on cube numbers. So what are cube numbers? Cube numbers are numbers that when you multiply thrice by the same integer. So for example, here we have got 1 times 1 times 1, or 2 times 2 times 2, or 3 times 3 times 3, and so on. And if you think about a cube, so here you can see 1 cube is just 1 cube. If you have got 2 cubes, you have got 2 in here, 2 in there, and then 2 this way. So you would have 8 cubes altogether. And then if you have got 3 cubes on one side, so 3 times 3 times 3, and that would give you 27 cubes. So that is what a cube is, or a cube number is. So you are multiplying the number thrice by the same integer. The next thing we are going to look at is triangular numbers. So triangular numbers are numbers that counts the objects arranged in an equilateral triangle. So it's a kind of a sequence of dots arranged in a triangular pattern. So in the series, you can see this one is the first term and it has got just 1. In the second one, you can see that is the second term, but it has the number is 3. The third term in the triangular series is 6. And then you have got the fourth term in the triangular series is 10. So every time what you are doing is you are making a whole row of dots, okay, and the dots increase by 1. So in the first row, if you think of it, in the first row you have got 1. In the second row you have got 2. But then in the second term you have got 3 as the number. In the third row you have got 3. So that is my third row, but the number is 6, and so on. So this is the triangular number. So now what we are going to focus on is the highest common factor. Now, as you have learned before, what is a factor? A factor is something that divides the number exactly without leaving a remainder. And HCF, which is the highest common factor, means that you are going to first write what are the factors, and then we are going to find out what is the common factor. So in this case, we are going to look at the highest common factor of 12, and 18. So first write down the factors of 12. So I have written the factors of 12. So you can see 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. So you can always see that if I multiply these numbers, I get 12, 2 and 6, I get 12, and 1 and 12, I get 12. So these are the factors of 12. Next, we are going to write down the factors of 18. So let's have a look. So the factors of 18. So again, I have got 3 and 6, 2 and 9, and 1 and 18. So I have written all the factors of 18. Now we are going to concentrate and find down which one is the highest common factor. So 1 is a common factor. So if you look at it very carefully, you will see that 1 is a factor of 12 and 18. So is 2. So is 3. But if you look at it very carefully, you will see that the highest common factor is not 1, 2, or 3, but the number 6. So 6 would be considered as the highest common factor because it is common to both 12 as well as for 18. So the highest common factor of 12 and 18 would be 6. Next, we are going to be looking at what is a lowest common multiple. Now, it's commonly called as LCM. So, as you know in the previous video, what is a multiple? A multiples are numbers that are in the times table. So we write 5 multiples at a time just to make it easier. So the LCM, or the lowest common multiple of 12, I have written all the first 6 multiples of 12. So I've put 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, and 72. Now the next number I'm thinking of is 18. So I'm going to write down the multiples of 18 as well. So I have written down the multiples of 18. I've got 18, 36, 54, 72, 90. But I've just written first 5. I don't need to write that many because if you look at it, what is the lowest common multiple? So the lowest common multiple for 12 and 18 would be the number 36. So the LCM would be 36. Right? Because that is the smallest number which is a multiple of 12 and 18. Moving on to the exercise, now let's try these questions. So the first one says, write the square numbers, and the first one is 6 squared. So for this, we are going to have 6 squared. So it is 6 times 6. And the answer is 36. So you can carry on with the others. In the same way, for cube numbers, you multiply it 3 times with the same integer. So 6 cubed would be 6 times 6 times 6, and then you write the answer. Okay. And then you have got some more. So here are the triangular numbers so that you can have a go at them. The highest common factors. So for highest common factors for 12 and 20, again, you're going to write down the factors of 12. So it's 1 and 12, 2 and 6, and then 3 and 4. And then for 20, you're going to write the factors. So it's 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 4 and 5. So these are all the factors. Now you are going to look at the highest common factor. You can see there is 1 and 1, but no. Then you can see 12. Well, 12 is not there. You can see the number 2 and then you can see the number 4. So in this case, although 1 is a factor, 2 is a factor, but the highest common factor would be the number 4. Same way, if you want to do the LCM, I would recommend you to write at least 5 multiples and then choose which one is the common. Then you have got some more exercise. These are like a recap of what you have done previously on some of the prime numbers and composite numbers, and then you are going to circle the prime and the composite numbers as well. So this concludes our final part of the number system. Hope you had fun and learned about the various terms and the various things that's in the number system. Thanks for watching and hope you're able to understand and follow the steps. Please get in touch with us if you have any questions. You can email us at admin@shirleyhomelearning.com, or you can visit our website at www.shirleyhomelearning.com. Thank you.